that's good. Okay, so this character, I have no notes, and the notes, it says, okay, so this is a 12 fighter, 8 bard. We have optional class levels. You can drop 2 bard levels in exchange for another fighter feat. However, this will reduce you to song bonuses by 1. The Epic Destinies, if LD, twist marshal him. Okay, so I don't know what this character does, so I'm assuming it's just a strength-based single weapon fighter, so we'll take a look at strength-based single weapon fighter. You don't want to use Fury as a single weapon fighter, but LD is fine and Fate Singer are both fine. Action boost haste, hail of blows, running with the wind, dance of flowers. Extra action boost? Alright, sounds good. Let's just take a look at this character. Single weapon fighting, plus the shield mastery, plus precision, plus the fighter stuff. Yeah, all these feats sound good. I think the only thing that stands out is like not being here. Greater shield fighting. Tactical mastery is fine for fighters because it's plus 6 to all DCs, which is good. I'm assuming this character is probably going to grab the freeze. You got dire charge, perfect shield mastery, perfect single weapon fighting, and dire charge. Unfortunately, not picking up perfect 2-weapon fighting, although I do like perfect shield mastery just because I like the defense, but double strike is good. Depending on where your double strike ends up landing, it's always tough. Epic Will for the will saves here and the Scion of Arborea. I'm curious about Epic Will, considering the will save is 54, so I don't love this. But like if you're gonna pick an epic feat, pick one that you're gonna make, like Epic Fortitude. At least it's closer, but still, it's pretty far. This character does not have a lot of wisdom. It does not have a lot of charisma either. So let's move on to Enhancement Tree. But everything else, the rest of the feats were perfectly fine. This is Tier 5 of Kensai. A little bit of swashbuckling using Vanguard, which is kind of interesting. This is the second hybrid Vanguard that we've seen here. I don't... Oops, what did I undo? Probably Keen Edge. Here we go. Oh, no, wait, you don't need Keen Edge, because you don't need critical threat range because you're swashbuckling, because this character is using something. Is first level Bard here? No, first level is not Bard. It's an Azamar. This is a regular Azamar. Important note, this character has 15 racial points. This is like a ultra completionist. So just keep that in mind. Okay, so a couple things that I want to address here. So I mentioned this before. I don't love the Vanguard Tree, and one of the reasons I don't love the Vanguard Tree for this type of character is because a lot of the benefits that you get, stuff like, oh, +1 to hit and damage, and +1 to strength, and +1 to hit and damage. If you take the points that are in the Vanguard Tree and put them into the War Chanter Tree, you get a freeze, which works on more things than the shield stun works on, and has a higher DC, although this is based off of charisma, which is kind of unfortunate. But all the attack and bonuses not only apply to you, but also apply to all of your friends, and they stack better. War Chanter is just a nicer tree than Vanguard in general. In terms of as a secondary, especially considering shields are not going to hit that hard unless you have as many spent in, especially if you're not taking this point here. So I would definitely peel out a lot of points out of this tree. Again, given that the only stun you're using is Stunning Shield, this may have not been known at the time that follow-up does not work with Dire Charge. It only works with Stunning Shield, which is kind of, you know, not the best. And then as a Swashbuckler, there's no even like the swashbuckling knockdown, low blow. So yeah. So there's that. So like this ability doesn't work, and then the Fatal Bulwark, it's kind of cool that you can attack with the shield. But Van Richten's Cane is also not the one you want to be using. You want to be using a better one, but your attack bonus is low, and Van Richten's Cane has a low base damage. This base damage is not correct. It's been changed, so it's not actually as good as it looks. So I would probably not use the Vanguard Tree. With your permission, I would change this character a bit to still keep some of the stuff in Vanguard, but move most of the points around to get more offensive stats. And also defensive stats for your character, because Vanguard also doesn't give you defense. So I would reset this tree, and it's with those 31 points that you now have. You can put more points into Swashbuckler, but like, you're a strength-based character. You don't need any of this other garbage. Ooh, dexterity, woo. Harp Agent, totally useless. Spellsinger, not helpful. War Chanterer. And actually, we're going to still probably keep some Vanguard. So in this build instead, you're going to go with Scaldic Rage, because this is +4 strength, by the way. This stacks. This is cool. So this is literally +4 strength for 1 point. So you want to have this all the time. This is +3 to hit and damage for you and all of your friends. This is +1 to hit and damage for you and all of your friends, because you can cast it on anyone you want. This is +1 to damage. That's pretty good. This is extra damage on hit, which is not too bad. This is +2 to attack for you and all your friends, an extra +1 to damage, +2 to all saving throws, and immunity to fear. And you pick up the extra strength. Out of the Vanguard Tree, I still think you should actually take the Stunning Shield here. I don't think that this is that bad. It's definitely something to look into. And then Shield Smash is not too bad because it's just like a free attack. But yeah, I would probably do something like this, and then grab Stunning Shield, and then kind of leave it there. You don't actually need the extra DCs, because your character is going to be like hella strong without this. So yeah, I would just go like so. And then, probably spend the rest of my points in the War Chanter tree. You have 11 points left over to pick up the Iron Skin chant. Your Frozen Fury. This does scale off of your Charisma and half of your Bard level and the Stunning modifier, so you're probably not going to get this off too often, which is why you retain the Stunning Shield. But still, grabbing some of the extra Iron Skin Melody. And then you have extra Double Strike up here, which is also very good, which you want to go for, as well as picking up some more offensive and defensive stats. Picking up Armor Class and Physical Resistance rating, something that you surprisingly don't really get out of the other place. And then, of course, grabbing the extra Melody here for the Recklessness. So you've got the extra 6% Double Strike. So your Double Strike is a little bit higher now with this character than it was before. And you can get offhand shield attack chance if you want, just to have, like, literally free attack chance. You could even change up one of your feats as well, if you wanted to have that. It's just free damage. It's not good damage, but it's free damage. Instead of taking mobility here, and mobility is not bad. Your dodge is under the cap anyway of whatever your armor is. So replacing mobility here with improved shield bash, then it literally gets you free damage. If you wanted to do that, or alternatively, instead, yeah, you could take deflect arrows, whichever one you want. You also, I don't think you need 2-second deflect arrows. I find that is scarcely too valuable, especially when fighting small things. Is there a guild? Is there a guide on which quests are easier to farm reincarnation tokens? There are no people on my server running token farms. Oh, I just do Lords of Dust, open up the group, do it on Epic Elite, and say, Lords of Dust token farm, please send tokens. That's usually how I do it. Yep, this is right place. Please give 2 lines about what build is. Alright, so we got this here. Alright. So what else do we have here? So yeah, whether you want to use the missile shield or the shield combat, both are fine. But either way, replacing the mobility or mobility to get extra damage is probably the better way to go about it. So what you're losing is 3 DCs and a little bit of hit chance. And what you're gaining is a shitload of hit chance, a bunch of damage, all of that stuff that applies to your friends, more physical resistance rating, and more double strike, and more physical resistance rating for all your friends. So that's what I would do here. Questions have been playing through many dungeons for level 10. Just want to say thanks to you and others for the suggestion on class and content pickup. Anytime, Roduck. And I'm thankful that, you know, you've had a good time, you've enjoyed you know, your small stint and part of the community here. I hope everyone's been kind to you, and the people you've met in game have been fun to play with, and they're all good. I hope everything is good, boss. You know if any bonuses from Shield Mastery and Single Weapon Fighting stack, because they're both combat style bonuses? All the bonuses that are not the same stack. So the Double Strike and the PRR from Shield Mastery stack with the melee power and the attack speed from Single Weapon Fighting. The Crafter? Right here. From the young Matrim. I believe Matrim is actually in chat. Matrim was hopping about a little while ago, checking out some review. Anyway, that's how I would kind of change that up just a little bit. And then your character Destiny is, you actually mentioned this here. So if LD or Fatesinger, I would not use Fury of the Wild on a single weapon fighter. Also, I didn't even check what weapon you're using. You are using Imageless? The Magmatic Reaver. Okay, yeah, never mind. That's the weapon to use, so that's pretty good. Alright. So yes. Twist Marshal him, and then don't Twist Marshal him. So with this character, I think that probably Fatesinger is going to be where you want to spend most of your time, because Fatesinger's like really good. And you even picked up a lot of the stuff, like the Harmonic Chord, the third Harmonic Chord, and what have you. The problem with fourth Harmonic Chord is it's cool, but you don't have a lot of the other bonuses from inspiring people. So it's like you have to do a lot of work for not a lot of benefit, and it doesn't last forever, which is kind of annoying. There's part of me that would like take the points out of fourth Harmonic Chord, because it's not a passive, it's an active. You have to like use this. So yeah, so there's that. But yeah. This is probably going to be the better way to do it in Fatesinger, but I don't see anything wrong with this tree so far. I've learned to like Rain. I think this ability is better than I thought. So I would probably swap out fourth Harmonic Chord just straight up for Rain here. And then your LD. I again, this is another thing of, if you don't mind the buttons, do it. But just bear in mind your character has a lot of buttons. You'll have Momentum Swing and Lay Waste to use in combat. And on top of that, out of your tree, you're also going to have Deadly Strike using on cooldown, Opportunity Attack on cooldown, Good Death on cooldown, Shattering Strike on cooldown, and then using your stuns. So if you can manage all that, more power to you. LD has a lot of stuff you want to press, but then Headsman's Chop is Headsman's Chop, and it's Headsman's Chop is Headsman's Chop is Headsman's Chop. You know what I mean? So, no problem with that. Also, this guy with the bits! Dude, thank you so much. That's super duper kind. I really appreciate it. How you doing, man? Oh, someone apologize for saying that on his face. I'll time watch your content, but I don't like. Oh, yeah. Yeah. No worries. Just didn't. Yeah. Oh, that's fine. That's fine. I just didn't see it. Yeah, and more power surges and boosts. Yeah, so which one you decide to go with is entirely up to you. I personally really like Dreadnought because of the extra damage, because of that Headsman's Chop. But, and then obviously you just, instead of twisting this, you're going to give the old twisty-disty in for the Martial Hymn. Do one of these. Ooh! And, oh yeah, and Primal Scream for the extra stats. Meld is better than Hail of Blows? Is it, though? Is Meld better than Hail of Blows? I don't know. Preventing yourself from dying? Do you really think that preventing yourself from dying is better? Oh, yeah, it is, by the way. It's 100% better. It's actually so much better that you should always use it. 3% Double Strike is not worth the I can prevent myself from dying. Especially in that newer raid. It's like, oh, hey, dude, there's beetles here. What do I do against the beetles? Yeah. And yeah, you don't need this either. You can just take more strength if you wanted. Also grabbing more action boosts. Because how many action boosts do you even have? I didn't check. Because I always assume people take this. You have one action boost? Yeah, so you need a second one. So you have to take a different action boost anyway. You basically just swap out LD. I'm just gonna re-LD this. Buttons. Take strength. Take that and this. And this and this and this and this. Here are bam. Like so. And you just have that. So you still have your 2 action boosts. Current archer deal with beetles. Oh, you need to do 15 fighter, 5 bard for your static groups. You do charisma to hit and damage from Feywild, single one fighting, or greatsword and 2-handed feet line. Do the 2-handed feet line and 2-handed feet line, and whether you go greatsword or strength, it doesn't, or like strength or charisma, it doesn't matter. Because you're a fighter first and foremost. Do with the beetles. That's funny. Okay, and now we have items. Let's take a looky-loo at the items. So we have the old Sucker Punch one against many for the strength. We got the 5 prowess and the 4 shatter device. Not too bad. This is a good combination. Van Richten's Cane. It's a bad item. Oh god. I hate that item. I'm assuming you don't have access to Feywild because you have no Feywild gear in this build. Bitter gearing for Sharn. Oh, okay, cool. Yeah, no problem. Charoon is obviously a good item you want to have here. Charoon is very, very good. Belt of Sure Strikes is a great item. Magical Sheltering. Ring of Prowess for the deadly and the accuracy. Except you already have deadly and accuracy here. So this does give you 8 melee power, which is pretty good. But I don't love it. Insightful Sheltering from the Corroded Iron figurine, plus protection, insightful stunning, and stunning, which is all the stunning DCs you really want. You've got this set. You've got the Band of Insightful Commands for the insightful accuracy, profane well-rounded, and quality deadly. The Sunken Chains for the insightful seeker, and the quality strength. I forgot this item gives quality strength. Such a crappy item, though. Also, then what does this do? Nothing? This gives you protection and insightful stunning. I don't love it. And then con, insightful con, and you don't have quality con built into this build. And then Van Richten's Cane. Yeah, I'm always a big fan of either Moonguard for the extra magical sheltering, or the Hex Bracer for the freedom of movement, because you get America and spell saves, which is nice. Also, guard breaking is a great effect that you don't have on this this ability, which is also important. And you don't need the stunning on this. So there's pretty much no reason to use the Van Richten's Gain. So Moonguard, Hexbreaker, Crabshell, Buckler, they're all good. Since your magic resistance rating is not currently capped, you could probably consider using that. Alternatively, you could also just go with Hexbreaker. And in fact, if you even end up doing this with a Magical Sheltering, then you can probably replace the Corroded Iron figurine, because this is only give you insightful physical sheltering, I guess. And I mean, you want the physical for sheltering, but like all the other stats in this item are not very good. Sure, the insightful stunning is like okay, but your character has so many stunning bonuses and DCs. Is your fighter? 51. Hard to say. I just don't like how much overlap you have on stunning in these different places. But yeah, Moonguard is good, or the Hexbreaker, both are fine. You also didn't have freedom of movement, so getting freedom of movement on that is not too bad. A chemical buckler can get con, strength, and extra mental damage. Yeah. Is the builder updated yet? So does the alchemical stuff in it? Oh. New items, magical training fixed, fabricator bracers. That gives alacrity, change stone. Yeah, the alchemical buckler is also a chosen option. Not too bad. Freedom movement from bard spells. 8 bard, you don't get access to freedom movement. That is a too high level spell. Do not get access to freedom movement. You can take scrolls if you wanted, I guess. It's also an option. And then the wild card. Yeah, I mean, I don't really see anything glaringly wrong with this build set. You have all the offensive stats, and you have most of the defensive stats. And, you know, you've got the insightful accuracy. You don't have quality accuracy anywhere, and you don't... But you have insightful deadly, quality deadly, regular deadly, double strike. You have insightful seeker and... Oh, and you have insightful seeker twice. And these bracers suck. Sunken chains! Oh, I hate this. It's quality strength, but it's a bad item. Because instead of this quality strength item... What you could do instead is you could get the bronze figurine. No, not the bronze figurine. Where's the strength one? The bone figurine, which has got the quality strength, the double strike, the insightful seeker, and the evil absorption, which is at least slightly better of an item. And then you can replace the sunken chains with basically anything, because this doesn't do anything anymore. So you could replace it with the necromancer's bracers for the insightful sheltering and the parrying, because I don't... Do you have parrying on this build? I don't think you even have parrying. Yeah, you don't have parrying. So you could literally use the necromancer's bracers, which is an improvement on an item. So, and then instead of the Hexbreaker, because you want the actual magical sheltering now, then you swap this in. Now your character has capped out magical sheltering, the same PRR, but now you've also got parrying in the build that you didn't have before. You get double strike and quality strength here, plus evil absorption. And since you don't need the double strike here and the insightful armor piercing, and you don't... I don't believe you have armor piercing anywhere. Yeah, you don't have regular... Or you have regular armor piercing on the Magmatic Reaver. I guess that's fine. I was going to say you could just, like, swap that out. So you don't double up on the double strike. Yeah, quality strength items are annoying. Yeah, then getting magical sheltering is also really annoying. This is also insightful seeker. Quality strength. Damn. Or yeah. And then also... Oh yeah, and Charoon gives armor piercing. Man, you have so much armor piercing on this character. You pierce so much armor. Pierce it all. Raging strength. Character doesn't rage though, so that makes it a little tough because you're playing as an Azamar. Yeah, but the thing is, this also gives the quality combat mastery and quality accuracy, 2 stats this character doesn't have anywhere else, which allows the Magmatic Reaver to be 158. Yeah. Yeah. So this is at least a slight improvement. But I don't know. Insightful and quality, they're just different stats, which means they stack. That's all it is. So, like, if things have the same wording, they don't stack. So, as an easy example, Charoon here says it has armor piercing plus 36 enhancement bonus to bypass fortification. And the Magmatic Reaver has armor piercing 34 plus 34 enhancement bonus to bypass enemy fortification. Because this says plus 34 and this says plus 36 and they both say enhancement bonus, they're the same type of bonus, therefore only the highest applies. So this is 34 and this is 36, so together you get 36. However, this is 36 armor piercing and this is 16 insightful armor piercing, and the insight bonus is a different wording Therefore, like it's a different channel of the bonus, so therefore they both go together. So 16 plus 36 is, I don't know, 100? I'm not great at math, but that's there. I can't think of anything else I would love to change about this. And of course you have your shoes, quality con. I don't know, you have vertigo. Resistance and dexterity? Gotta be something better than vertigo. I would tendon slice this bad boy, because tendon slice is sick as a melee. Ruby ring over prowess. He's missing ghostly. Maybe. The thing about ring of prowess is that it depends on whether you want 8 melee power or not. You don't need stunning on this build. We've gone over this. Stunning is unnecessary. It's an unnecessary stat. We've got so much stunning. I am stunned by the amount of stunning in this character build. Wait, did I cut all the stunning somehow? Hold on. Oh, never mind, I did. How did I do that? So wait, so then you'd have to use that? Oh no. You'd have to use that to keep the stunning in the build? And that means you'd have to swap that other item back to the, what the hell was this? Sunken chains with a quality strength. Damn, quality strength items suck. Unless you wanted to swap out Charoon and to get like the Cloak of Summer, which would then give you the double strike built in, but you already have double strike, which means you don't need it on the necklace, but it's just going to be overlapping, but then you have these other stats. And Charoon gives you armor piercing, which is better because you don't need to get armor piercing from the weapon, which also, the benefit of having armor piercing there means you can change out your Magmatic Reaver for whatever weapon you want. So you can use the Magmatic Reaver, which is pretty good because it gives Keen, but then also if you wanted to, you could swap out to another weapon. If you want to grab something else. So for example, you could grab the Rapier as well. So if you wanted to, for whatever reason, use, not Belisard, Flow. You could use Flow as well if you wanted instead. This build, it works with both. Whether you want to use Magmatic Reaver or Flow, you can literally swap between. You just have to change a single feat. Keep the trinket and swap to ring. The problem is you miss 8 melee power, dude. 8 melee power. That's 8 extra melees in your power. And this character's at 178 in Dreadnought. Which means with Blitz, it's 240 something. Plus Prowess is easily over 300. So melee power. Now, the more I look at this, the more it seems okay for what you're doing. You're not as tanky as you could otherwise be, and if you were to make a bunch of swaps, you could probably be tankier, but I don't have the energy to make those adjustments. So I'm not going to. The build looks pretty good. Tweaked a couple things, like I said, just picking up, basically dropping a bunch of points in Vanguard to get rid of a lot of things that only affect you, and to get things that affect you and your allies and our higher numbers is here. So yeah. Because you cap out Double Strike? Yeah, it's 77%. This character apparently also has Martial Sphere Double Strike, which it's not using. And Martial Sphere Double Strike is pretty good. That's a good one to use. Enchant Weapons, that's pretty good. I don't know how much Enchant Weapons you get, but that one's pretty good. Divine Sphere, give me that. I don't know how much of these you have. You went through your past lives. Do you have all the past lives? Double Strike? Yeah, caps at 100. 100%. Yeah, so you have all the past lives. You grab yourself a nice solid brace here. That one's pretty good. Grab yourself an Ancient Power for +6 to hit. Woo! Look at that, bad boy. And now you've got 86% double strike. This is an extra +9 to hit. So now this is an extra, this is 161, which is not too bad. Yeah, you got a good amount of extra stats. It's not bad. Look at them saves. Oh, they're so bad. The saves are bad. Okay, I have to go. All right. Save us. Okay, the trick to this character is don't get hit by anything. Don't get hit by anything, okay? That is the secret to this build. It is essential. Please don't get hit by spells. When monsters throw things at you, get out of the way. Please don't get hit by stuff. Thank you. Thank you. That is super important. All right. Here is this. Like, if you're out there and you're like, man, how am I supposed to fight the monster? So what do I do if I need to make a reflex save? Dodge the fireball, dude. Keyboard and mouse. Keyboard and mouse.